Gabriel Jesus, stop it. 3-1. But let me start with you, Coach. United will look at this game and feel upset genuinely about how this game ended. Do they have a right to?
Before I address that, I want to look at the two teams, the manner in which they presented themselves tactically. I think the two coaches had a spot on. You could clearly see the level of respect between the two men. Eric Ten Hag knew that he needed to sit back. He needed to do a low press, block Arsenal from operating in those channels, so that Man United will catch them on the transition. My only disappointment that United as a team in that entire first half were more or less waiting for Arsenal to commit an error before they could go and punish. You don't do that at this level. Yes, you may have your tactical plan, but within yourself, when you are on the ball, you should make the opponent work for it. That is what United didn't do in that entire first half. So Arsenal made the mistake from a Kai Havertz sloppy pass. Eriksen picked it up, and it is within him. The pass, brilliant. Marco Rashford, brilliant goal. What I hate as a manager is to get my team to concede just after scoring.
Yeah.
Because look, in the very beginning of every coaching course, if the instructor of the coaching course is who and what he or she should be, the statement is made that a team is most vulnerable just after scoring. When we score, or when your team score, that is where, as a coach, your team is most vulnerable to concede. Because if you don't manage the level of excitement, the level of jubilation, people will lose focus, and then immediately you are pegged back. If you look at the game today, that was exactly what happened. How on earth was Odegaard left all alone by himself? Eriksen went to sleep. I guess he was absolutely rejoicing on the pass he gave to Marcus Rashford. Because if he was in tune and in sync with the play, he should have been blocking that ball before he even got to Odegaard. So Arsenal score. Every good team, knowing that the opponent is most vulnerable just after scoring, will go at it and see how they respond. Arsenal must be commended highly, in fact, for respecting that simple truth and going to apply it. Now, 1-1, the two teams goes back. Resume the second half. That was a balanced game because Onana had only one save to make from Saka with his foot. The Arsenal goalkeeper had made two saves, one from Martial and one from Marcus Rashford. So tactically, it was a balanced game. Nothing was going to change. Now, Ten Hag spoke about the Rashford-Haaland penalty. I agree with him 100%. We were watching the game, and I said, come on, that is a penalty. Because Gabriel had involved in the physical battle, which he's lost. Haaland went past him. He did nothing to tackle the ball, but he actually virtually pulled Haaland onto the floor. And the game was allowed to continue. You put that aside. Now that Garnacho goal, which unfortunately we didn't see in the highlight, there's no way that goal was an offside. I do maintain that. If you look at the body posture of Saliba, he knew they had been cut open. So if you look at his body posture, he was more or less trying to check back, but he didn't have a vertical inclination. There was more or less an angle to his curving back. In the game of football, when the line was drawn, they used his hand, whilst his head, which is a legal part of his body per the rules of football, was the one playing Garnacho on. What I don't understand was why the line was not drawn from his head, which was clearly in front of his entire body, but they choose to draw the line from his hand, which is an illegal part of his body, because you don't use your hand to score goals in football. I stand to be corrected on this rule, but I believe that if there is any legal part of your body, when I say legal part, any part of your body apart from your hand, which can be allowed to put the ball in the back, if that part of your body plays the opponent on, the opponent is on. So again, that, in my view, was a perfect goal. VAR went at it, and if you look at even the line they drew, very crooked line. You don't want to, like I'm saying, those guys there, are they sleeping or they're actually in sync
It's just
with
a
the
lot
game?
of inconsistency.
Then,
yeah.
let's go to the corner kick that resulted in the goal.
Yeah.
Which Man United player blocked that ball? Odegaard picked up the ball and ballooned the ball into the sky. We watched the game over and over again, and in fact, after the game, the Super Sports and guys, there was Ian Wright there, Peter Schmeichel was there, Michael Owen was there. They looked at it and they said, come on, the ball didn't touch any Man United player. And if you look at the position of the referee, Anthony Taylor, isn't it? He was right there. And for him to have whistled for a corner kick because Odegaard had raised his hand after ballooning the ball high up the sky, resulted in the goal. As for the foul that
Johnny Evans.
Eric Ten Hag is saying, Johnny Evans, I don't think that was a foul because it wasn't a physical battle. I would have blocked him off if I was Gabriel for him not to get to Declan Rice. I would have done same. And these things are done in the game of football. You understand? These things are done. The only problem, if you're a Man United fan, you should be worried that you've got the Glazers in charge of this team. They have been so bad as owners of the team. Varane is injured. Lisandro Martinez goes off injured. And who is being introduced into the game? Harry Maguire. You could see the moment he started coming. I said, oh my goodness.
At the point United had Evans and Maguire at the back, and I'm like,
can you imagine?
In 2023?
So just watch. Anytime when Lisandro Martinez was in the game, how many times did you see him go square with his passes? When the ball went to him, he came forward. Forward pass. Maguire, from Maguire to Lindelof, from Lindelof to Maguire, Maguire, Lindelof, when put under pressure, then he just ballowed the ball. Then when Lindelof, I don't know why Lindelof
the Arsenal
was
fans were cheering when Maguire was coming.
Yes, everybody knows he's a bad player. He's not good a player. Now when Lindelof was being subbed, I don't know why he was subbed. I'm not sure whether he also had a knock. Who is the one coming in? Johnny Evans. You saw what this boy did to him, Gabriel Jesus, at the corner flag.
Right
he just pulled the old man like that and brushed him off. He's an old man.
Oh my goodness.
This is how low every time had overachieved last season. All the Glazers needed to do was to back this manager. He said, I need another centre back. Get rid of Maguire, get rid of McTominay, get rid of Van der Beek, get rid of Eribailly, get rid of... Listen, there are so many players in the team who are not doing anything. They're just taking free money. And for me, look, truth be told, this is the best manager I have seen Man United have since the exit of Sir Alex Ferguson. The season is still fresh. It's 6 out of 12. It's not the sort of start you want, having placed third. But just a quick comment before Edwin comes in. I think Rashmore Hoyland is going to be a perfect addition. Look, the little I saw of him today, if you've got the third eye like I have when it comes to analyzing football game, you clearly see that this boy, if he can stay injury-free, he'll be a handful.
Let me tell you what's going on. There's controversy in United's camp. Now, after the game, Eric Ten Hag was asked about Jadon Sancho and why he was not on the team. Now, Eric Ten Hag said Sancho was not good enough during training within the week.
To even make the bench.
Yes. Now, guess what? Jadon Sancho has responded with a statement. Let me read this to you. Very interesting stuff going on. He says, please don't believe everything you read. I will not allow people to be saying things that are completely untrue. I have conducted myself in training very well this week. I believe there are other reasons for this matter that I won't go into. I have been a scapegoat for a long time, which isn't fair. All I want to do is play football with a smile on my face and contribute to my team. I respect all decisions that are made by the coaching staff. I play with fantastic players, and I'm grateful to do so, which I know every week is a challenge. I will continue to fight for this badge no matter what.
He's lucky the transfer window is over.
Mini goods. He hasn't passed the eye test.
He's lucky
The transfer window has closed.
that would have been an exit. Because look,
I think this is the end for him.
yeah, this is a manager who has stood by you at his own expense, from his own pocket. He sent you to go over or to recover yourself.
Yeah.
No, Eric Ten Hag has never made this public as to why he did that. And if the manager said, you've not been good enough, this is the sort of manager who should be coaching Manchester United. You do this in front of Pep Guardiola, go ask Joao Cancelo. He's gone. I think, like you rightly said, this is the beginning of the end. For me, I am terribly disappointed in him because I had high hopes for him.
Yep.
Technically a very good player. But look, it's looking like even Garnacho look, whatever the young man have shown is far, far better.
Now what Sancho is doing.
Nobody will give you £350,000 a week unless the Glazers at the time being run by Ed Woodward. If Eric Ten Hag was the one going to buy this guy, look, Rashma Holland, he's been given £75,000 a week. Those are the deals that Eric Ten Hag is signing. I don't know. Look, every Man United supporter out there, have you been impressed with Jadon Sancho? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So he should rather concentrate and deliver on the pitch and be responding to the one who will select you to go and play football.
Let me hear Edwin's thoughts on that. So quick thoughts on Sancho and then Arsenal quickly before we move on.
He needs to better himself. We've seen him on the pitch, and he's not close to the amount of money that United spent
At
on him.
all.
He is not close to it. And for a player that ends that match, you need to be consistent. You need to play every single week like you are a star. And he hasn't shown that. So him speaking when he's not playing well, you should be trying to prove the manager wrong. The manager has said something about you. Try and better yourself on the training
With
pitch.
your actions on the
With
pitch.
your actions on the pitch, not a statement that basically ends your career with Man United. And I feel that he's gone the wrong way there. For Arsenal, I think this is a very good win for them. I agree completely with everything, almost everything that coach said. I differ with the Garnacho goal. I feel that it could have gone anyway. If the referee had disallowed it, I would have accepted it, because if the referee had allowed it, I would have accepted it, because in the past, you used to give the striker the benefits of the doubt when the lines are so close. And VAR has come and messed a little of that up. We now see lines which are either crooked or not straight, or I don't know. I disagree completely. I don't think it was as clear-cut onside as coach says, but Arsenal played well enough to deserve that victory. Even when United seemed to have found that victory, they didn't let their heads drop because they had been cut open, because they were completely cut open. They kept going for it until they got the victory. Even when they went behind, they knew they had an opportunity to come back. And this is a mark of an Arteta team that doesn't drop their heads when they go behind. This is a characteristic that they've built over the last couple of years, and it seems they've kept that from last season. Even though last season didn't end well, they've kept that quality from last season to this season. All they need to do is keep things tight at the back. I still feel they are very defensively frail, but up front they have players who can change the game. And once Arteta finds the perfect position for Kai Havertz and integrates him with the rest of the team, this Arsenal team will be one to beat.